Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. You're watching our video review of the ZTE Warp. It's available right now through Boost Mobile for $200, no contract, and for a prepaid device, it's pretty high spec. It features a single core 1 GHz processor, and also a 4.3-inch display. Of course, with the ZTE Warp, it's very conventional with its design. Nothing really fancy about it, but nevertheless, we're pretty happy with the overall construction of it. It uses some plastics, makes it very lightweight, form-fitting in the hand, and overall, it has a decent construction to it. Nowadays, we're spoiled by devices with large screens, like over 5 inches, but the 4.3-inch WVGA TFT display on the ZTE Warp isn't as impressive. Of course, details are good, we can make out fine text, but what's really bad about the display is that it has poor viewing angles, some bland-looking colors, so it easily washes out and makes it very difficult to view in outdoor conditions. And atop that, it's very plasticky and easily scratches. So around the sides, we have the volume rocker, very distinctive. Same thing applies to a dedicated power button here. We have 3.5mm headset jack. You have the micro USB port for data and charging connectivity. And you have also a shutter key here to instantly access the camera. And they all have a really good springy feel. And in the rear, we have a 5-megapixel autofocus camera, single LED flash, can only shoot VGA video, which you have the notches here for the speaker. Removing the back cover, we gain access to its 1600 milliamp hour battery and a micro SD card slot. And there's a 2GB card inserted right there. Alright, so we're forgiven for the fact that the handset's running Android 2.3.5 Gingerbread as opposed to the most up-to-date version of Android, but this is a prepaid device we're talking about, so it's not that big of a deal. It's a mostly vanilla Android experience, but it does offer the ID pack system, same thing that you find on most of Sprint's devices, and in either case, it has all the rich personalization aspects that we love about the platform. Running the show behind the scenes is a single-core 1 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon MSM 8655 processor with 512 MB of RAM, and honestly, it delivers a pretty good responsive experience. Even with the live wallpaper here, it manages to execute most tasks without any issues at all. Even for things more graphically intensive, it's able to exhibit and maintain a good response, so overall, it's still pretty peppy. Thanks mostly to the generous real estate we have to work with, typing out messages isn't a problem using the on-screen keyboards, whether it's the landscape or the portrait one. It exhibits a good amount of responsiveness and overall pretty easy on our fingers. Even though it's not the fastest out there in terms of loading up web pages, we're still content with the overall web browsing experience. You can tell with pinch gestures and some of the other navigational controls, it has a little bit of choppiness to it, but it's still tolerable, especially when there's still flash content loading up on the screen. So if you're going to be taking photos with the Warp's 5-megapixel camera, you're probably going to stick with macro shots in outdoor sunny conditions just because it takes some pleasant looking photos in those specific areas. Aside from that, especially in low lighting conditions, it fails miserably. There's just a lot of digital noise, graininess, and just underexposed. And unfortunately, the LED flash doesn't even work that great. Honestly, you're not going to use the Warp to take videos just because the quality is just horrendous. First of all, it's VGA resolution, 640 by 480, 26 frames per second, but unfortunately it has just really faint details, really muddy looking too. On top of that, distorted audio quality, and it has a lot of artifacting. Despite hearing some muffled voices through the earpiece, we're still able to hold conversations with very few issues. During our time testing out the handset, we didn't experience much issues in regards to signal strength and managed to maintain a steady amount and didn't fluctuate that much. Finally, battery life seems to be decent enough on the handset. After fully charging it, we're able to get at least one single day of normal usage, and actually by the end of the day it was only at 30%, so you can still get a little bit more out of the next day, but of course it's better to recharge it overnight. Normally when you find a device that's priced $200, some people will be a little bit hesitant to pick it up just because that's a substantial amount to dish out, but considering that this is a prepaid device which doesn't require a 2-year contract, it's of course quite affordable and offers a good amount of value. Now it might not be the best device out there, might not excel in all areas, but it has to balance enough features to really make it appealing for some people out there. If you don't want to go with a cheap phone, through Boost Mobile, this is worth picking up. So if you want to learn more about the ZTE Warp, guys, you could check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching.